so you're in the Sarasota market. You you were doing some probate. Uh, you bought a you were getting off the mailing list or something like that,
It
and a
was,
hundred people.
oh, sorry. Hold on. That was my reminder to jump on the call.
Oh,
Sorry. Let me turn this off while I'm talking to you. Shut my phone off. Okay, there you go. Sorry. Yeah, it was the probate list. It was through MTI Education. I can't remember the name of the company, and I talked with them, and they would. It was a direct mail system, which I used direct mail for years for pre foreclosure and stuff, and it worked really well. And like I said, the people that I did talk to, you could tell that they just already been through the ringer. A lot of people just kind of shopping cash offers and stuff, which is fine. I work with a lot of, the iBuyers and local cash buyers and stuff like that. And which I usually kind of always use that, Bryan, to kind of rip things apart. Like somebody just wants a cash offer. I'd say, oh gosh, is there black mold in your house? Is the roof about
mhm.
ready to cave in? And they go, no, 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 why? And I'm like, you don't want a cash offer. We're going to leave 20 to 30,000 or more on the table. Let's take care of this the right way. Let me work with you. I've got a company, Home Jab, that I use.
Sure.
Um, so I love them. I've used them for years because they cover the whole state of Florida. And just so you know, like, I mean, short sales. I've got short sales in Pensacola. I have short sales in Jacksonville, Orlando, all over the place. And so what I've always done is I have specific people in specific areas where I'll go, hey Eduardo, I've got an opportunity for you in Broward County.
Right.
I'll throw you $1,500 cash at closing, a referral fee to help me as a listing assist. And so
Sure.
that's basically what I do, Bryan. Like I've done that for almost 7 years now, 6 years, where I just kind of team up with local agent because I belong to Stellar, right? And
Right.
so if I know I need to get on another MLS, I'll offer them $1,500. Go out, just do a walkthrough for me, take some basic iPhone photos. I now call the person back, have a conversation with them, go through, sign the listing agreement. Then I order the photography and do everything else from there. And then I just have them duplicate the listing on whether it's beaches or NEFAR or whatever.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure. Um, so how many actives do you have right now on the market? Ish.
Um,
Ish.
yep. So right now sorry, I'm pulling up I've got, why is this taking so long? Hold on. I think I've got 8 is all. I was the agent. That's why I'm on the call with you right now because I was the agent for years. I got one, two, three, four, five, six, actually six. 3 just closed, so I've got 6 actives right now. I was the agent from like 2012 up until literally about a year ago. I just kind of always carried around 15 to 25 listings,
Right.
being pre foreclosures. And then, as everything kind of started dwindling down, uh, and with just with everything, and with the different marketing stuff like that, that's for me just kind of isn't really working anymore. I'm like, it's too bad. And, probate is definitely one of those things you have to be educated, extremely educated on it, which is what I really liked about that course. And that's kind of one of the things that I was kind of found myself in with pre foreclosures. I ran into a lot of probate stuff, and being able to talk to people about the process, the attorneys, the foreclosure process. The fact that we're judicial versus non-judicial, what that means, how that impacts them, and being able to take them through the process. What I learned and the reason why I love these types of sales is because I feel like when it comes to price, that's like the very end thing. And by the time you talk to them about price, they're already sold on you because they're like, I don't know anybody else who talks like you do. I don't know attorneys. I had people told me, like attorneys don't explain this kind of stuff to me. I'm like, I've got you. We'll take care of this. I have a whole team ready to go. This is all we do for a living.
Right. That's good.
So I've just always appreciated that part of it. And, throughout my career, I've had a lot of people say, why don't you do traditional sales? I'm like, I do. I just, most of it is a traditional sale. It's just how I get the lead and how I talk with them. Um, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that, again, it's kind of that old school tactic too, where if you do your job up front, when it comes time to talk about commissions, they're like, yeah, whatever, Dave.
Sure.
So that's why I've always enjoyed pre-foreclosures, probate, divorce sales, stuff like that.
Well, it's all have to move. Traditionals want to move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why
Right.
would I want to do? I want rabbits, not turtles.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in the early 90s, I pivoted. I was closing about 180 a year. And
Holy smokes.
yeah, doing about 100 grand a month. And
Wow.
um, and it was I just went pure account driven.
Okay.
That I'm not looking for no Zillow, no Fizbos, no expireds, no
Yeah.
personal referrals. People at church didn't know I was even a realtor. And, I just tried to find accounts. And the biggest one I landed was Enterprise Rent-A-Car, the global
Okay.
relocation account.
Okay.
So I'm a realtor like you. I'm at the kitchen table. When I interview sellers, I always say, so Steve, where do you work? Here's one example. He said, Enterprise Rent-A-Car and Human Resources.
Okay.
And I said, if this deal goes well, Steve, the sale of your property, he was an expired listing who has been selling by owner.
Okay.
I taught a course at the University of Missouri for 2 years, how to sell by owner if you can't trust a realtor. Catchy title. Me,
Gotcha.
me and an attorney and a financial planner and a loan officer. We taught a bunch of courses for the University of Missouri. I was an adjunct instructor. Okay, that's a fancy
Oh
word
yeah.
for you're not employed there and they don't
Uh,
pay you.
yep. My sister is a professor, so yeah, I'm very familiar with that word. Yeah.
Yeah, so I met him. I'm teaching this FISBO class, and I asked him a question. Would you introduce me to the relocation director? And he said, her name is Mei Ling. The key word there is introduce.
Yeah.
Not an email, not a text, a physical introduction.
Yeah.
Now it's mine to lose. The secret sauce to getting accounts. No mailing, no cold calling, no buying list. Question for you, Dave. Do you know any estate liquidators, estate salespeople in the Sarasota region? People
Not
have
right
said,
now. No, not
if,
in Seattle, yes, but not in Sarasota.
if you were, well, they're there in town, but I want you to imagine EXP called you
Yep.
and said, this pays about 200 grand a year. We want you to get accounts. We love your background. We heard some good things about you. Dave, we need you to get an account per quarter. No cold calling, no mailing, no buying lists. You got to be introduced.
Okay.
And you said, well, who would I get to introduce me? They're called vendors, appraisers. If you called an appraiser today in Sarasota and said, man, I'm going pure probate. That's all I'm going to do because it's recession proof.
Yeah.
I get 7 to 10 deals a year from each attorney. I'm going to get 10 attorneys. And I need an appraiser who has experience with it. And
Okay.
that's the script. And then the question is, Bob, do you have any experience with probate? And they're going to brag. Well, Dave, I know like 5 probate attorneys. You bet.
Yeah.
Put me in, coach. Give me all
Yeah.
the referrals. You just activated your introducers.
Okay.
In a few months, you're going to be doing a sit down with them in front of the probate attorney, presenting an idea.
Okay.
But you're not there to get the listings. And this is where people go, wait a minute. I'm not there to get a listing? Not yet. You don't go on a first date and ask to get married.
Yeah.
So don't show up and throw up and ask for something.
Yeah.
We are givers. It's better to, the phrase, it's better to give than it is to receive.
Take. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
supposed to give first.
Yeah.
And
But
agents go ahead.
sorry, it reminds me of Zig Ziglar, right? He always preached that if you help people obtain what they want, then you'll get what you want, right?
Exactly.
Same exact thing. Yeah.
I can see him still pumping that thing.
He was so funny. Yeah.
He's pumping that thing. You got to keep pumping. You can't stop the pump. The water goes back down. Old Zig did. That's good. So let's imagine the XP called you and said, this pays about 200 grand a year. We need you to get an account per quarter until you cry uncle. You can only get introduced. And I tell you what, after 84 months, 7 years, we want you to sell the accounts and you get to keep all the money.
Okay.
I sold the enterprise rent-a-car account.
Okay.
I bought Deutsche Financial Services, an agent like you, going, you know what? I'm relocating out of Seattle or St. Louis.
Yeah.
And they said, we want 100 grand for this account because we've had it for 5 years. We make 100 grand a year. And I said, well, you introduced me to the human resources director, which they did. We had 2 meetings. I gave them $25,000 down, Jim and Pat, the realtors, and the 75 was conditional upon getting
Gotcha.
deep. But they had the account for years. And I interviewed with Debbie, like I interviewed with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I got corporate account, not probate, corporate accounts.
Okay.
Everything's a rabbit, no turtles. Everybody's have to sell because the job got moved. So the key always was the introducer was in the room.
Okay.
And people go, I keep calling probate. I can't get anything with a probate attorney.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to go alone. You're not supposed to be solo or isolated.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go with somebody who already knows the Golden Goose because everybody wants Golden Goose.
Yeah.
So the reason to reach out to you was to say, in the Sarasota market, EXP didn't call you. We did.
Yeah.
We said, we want to get an account per quarter till you cry uncle.
Okay.
Until you go, I got enough pendings. I'm good.
Okay.
And again, they're all rabbits. There's no turtles because somebody died.
Yeah.
And they have to sell the asset.
Yeah.
And there's some brother in the family who needs money and he wants this house to go now. I bought a property in Punta Gorda.
Oh yeah.
A similar situation like this, but it needed, I think they had 10,000, what are those bugs called? Those big beetles.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't think of the name. This house had like thousands of them.
Okay.
And the place was horrible, but it was the situation. Somebody died and they need to get rid of the asset. We actually agreed with them. We pumped it full of money, about 120 grand, and then shared the profits.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
It could have been, you get the listing, you could share the profits, you could do a joint venture. I wholesaled one and he died and I bought it for 400 grand. I told the family, I'm going to wholesale it. I said, just so you know what that means, I'm going to find a buyer. And she said, I don't care.
Yeah.
I said, just so you know, I'm going to sell for 500.
Yeah.
She said, I don't care. And we sold it the next day to an agent, EXP in Tampa, who then daisy chained it to somebody else for 550.
Gotcha.
That happens. But these come out of probate deals, plus listings.
Yeah.
And plus, if you're probate agent, you're attracting all kinds of investors because you have off-market assets.
Yeah. Yep.
Motivated people.
Yeah.
So we reached out to you to say, in a half hour from now, you're going to get an invitation to the Golden Goose Academy.
Okay.
I created it, and it looks like this. We have a course on probate, how we get introduced. We have every script you can think of.
Okay.
And this is my script book. And these are good scripts, not crap scripts. These are momentum driving, how do you leave a voicemail message?
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
What if they don't return your call? Well, then send a video message.
Okay.
And then what do you do? What's your email look like? Right. To send them. I don't want agents thinking this is like a franchise. And it says what research you do before you do your sit down at Starbucks with them. How to make your presentation when you're sitting one-on-one with your estate liquidators or your appraisers or your title company girl. What do I research about them? because you got to know something about their life before you do a sit down.
Yeah.
And then when you do your sit down, what questions do you ask them? Remember, they know 5 probate attorneys, and they're the bridge. That's who gets the agent in the room. And then I have every agent I do this with, they get a thoroughbred. It's just another EXP agents that's already doing this.
Okay.
And they're kind of a semi-coach, and we don't earn anything from, there's no fee for this. It's just, it's working.
Yeah.
And it depends on what you and I do, but we're also doing this where there'd be a picture of you standing in front of something in Sarasota. This is all AI, we build it.
Yeah.
I need somebody in Sarasota that can run the Business Development Coalition. Okay, that's just trying to get vendors to introduce you to probate attorneys.
Okay.
But we call it the Business Development Coalition. And then
that's where I kind of fell on my face too, when I was just sending out a bunch of mailers through the system. And kind of my aha moment too, though, was when I was in their coaching program, which was free. One of the guys was bragging because he said, every year, I close at least 15 or more probate deals. And I thought, 15 in a year, and you're one of the top producers? I'm like, I don't think this is the right system I need to be a part of. And when I would get calls, basically within a week or two, I'd get bumped out because their probate attorney would say, no. I've got an agent who will take care of this for you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
we're going straight to the Golden Goose.
That's what I like. Yeah.
It's called an influential advisor. In a divorce, the attorney is an influential advisor. In retirement home, when they're 80 and they're moving there, they have a house to sell, the marketing director at the retirement home is an influential advisor. A probate attorney, just how you got bumped.
Yeah.
Is it influential? So we want to go to the influential advisor at the Golden Goose.
Okay.
But we're going to get introduced by the vendor who's already doing business with them. And to solidify those meetings, I want you to imagine there's 10 estate sales teams in your market. And you sent them this thing with your picture on it, says Sarasota, and you have this little, you say this to them.
I am attempting to secure a new primary account in this quarter. I appreciate your time and expertise. It is important to know that this is not just another lead exchange.
So this is you standing there, because we can put you into a video like this, saying the right words, so that these estate liquidators, after you talk to them on the phone, you send them this to versus text them. It's like, that's lousy. You want something that is visual, audio, visual. They're involved in it. They're turning the pages. You're talking to them.
Let's get that set up.
So this is trying to convert you from sales associate to sales executive.
Okay.
I'm going to bless you. You are now here, a sales executive hereby. If you do this program, it's like if you golf every week, you're going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
You golf once a quarter, probably suck.
Yeah.
But when somebody wants to become an account executive, what they're looking at doing is eventually selling their business. Did I show this to you?
No.
Okay. So as we end this, imagine you closed 3 a month.
Okay.
And you made $8,000 a deal. You're 294. If you're doing 37 deals, you're closing 3 a month.
Okay.
You need 5 referral partners.
Okay.
That's all you need.
Okay.
And if they just give you 7 deals, not 10 deals, just 7 deals.
Yeah.
You make it $8,000. Your GCI is 294. Your value of your business is $500,000.
Okay.
Because it is a multiplier. Like if you own a dry cleaner and you sell
that
it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's not worth the GCI, it's worth the multiplier, because it's what the potential of the business is. So when you wake up tomorrow and you promised a loved one, in 84 months, I'm going to sell this business for $750,000.
Okay.
$100,000. The guys I showed you the picture.
Yeah.
They're looking at $2 million valuations.
Okay.
When I met them a couple months ago, they never even thought of this.
Okay.
Now they're just accounts going after that. Getting introduced. We
Yeah.
don't chase anything. We just have a relationship with vendors
Okay.
who
I
don't
like
know.
it.
Yeah. So let me summarize with this, and that is how I get paid. Okay?
Yeah.
So as it says here, never go to the Golden Goose. This is the realtor. This is the appraiser, the estate liquidator. This is the title company girl. Whoever is doing business with the Golden Goose already, that's who's got to go with you. The secret
Okay.
sauce to this thing is take somebody they already know with you.
Okay.
Okay. So here's what happens. So you're solo, right?
Yeah, technically, yes. Yeah.
And you're at 80/20 and your
Uh-huh.
cap with EXP
Yeah.
is 16K.
16th that. Yep.
Do you normally cap or you come close to it or?
Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, usually most years I sell 40 plus houses a year since like 2012. Last year was my worst year by far. My father suddenly passed away in July 1st of last year, and so I relocated and moved in with my mom and dealt with a bunch of personal stuff. This year I'll be capped in probably a month or two. I think this month I've got 5 closings. It started out a little bit slow because all my stuff turned into short sales. But yeah, I just came up on my annual in May, I think the end of May, and I should be capped by probably August, September
Have you hit 10 grand yet?
of commissions.
10 grand, what you paid them yet? Have you
Oh,
passed?
I don't know.
Yeah, the reason I ask is today I can drop your cap with the XP to 12.
Oh,
Today.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So you're 80/20.
Yep.
I have 2 programs, 80/20 or 80/20.
Okay.
Over here, I get 15% on
Okay.
the first 15 deals,
Okay.
and then you're welcome to sell the business, sell the account. Over here,
Okay.
I waive the 15%. EXP pays me on this side. The realtor pays me on this side.
Okay.
So you're solo 80/20, 80/20. Here, I earn 15% to show you how to do this.
Yeah.
To go, we want you to sell your business for $500,000.
Okay.
Something you weren't even thinking about. And because on this side, you get this thoroughbred who works with me. These guys are both going for 100 million
Okay.
in sales, an account per quarter until they bust. But their promise to their spouse is, honey, I'm going to sell this for $1 million.
Okay.
So, so in the blue path, which I'll tell you in a second here, I actually have other people that help Dave, not just me.
Yeah.
I've got what's called a bulldog, and this is all free coaching, right? And
Okay.
we want one thing, you to get accounts. We
Yeah.
don't get paid unless you get paid.
Yes.
And so these guys are motivated to help me, help you get accounts because they're compensated by me. This is the bulldog who helps get you off the ground. You know, first 30 days, how do you really get this momentum?
Okay.
So over here, I get 15. Over here, I waive it. In both cases, you keep your brand. I earn 0 from you over here because EXP pays me. And here's how they do it. EXP has you at a 16K cap right now.
Yeah.
What they do is they drop you to a 4K instantly. The other 8K, they collect it, but they pay that to me.
Okay.
I hit the level called mega icon.
Oh yeah.
By my 4th year from scratch, 112 million.
Okay.
And
Jesus.
I wasn't even get a real estate license in Florida. I was supposed to build 182 condos in Punta Gorda.
Okay.
And the guy with the money to build all that backed out at the last minute after I moved here.
Oh no.
I was living in St. Louis and I had
Oh
I
no.
had a real estate company and I had all that stuff. And then I moved here. He goes, I'm not going to do it. They bought the ground, closed on it, It looked all real. It didn't happen.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I get a license. I decided I'm going to go to 100 million. Did that. I'm going to teach agents how to get accounts. I'm going to offer them an option. The option is 15%, 15 deals, and keep your cap at 16. Now, the Agent Wealth Project is the name of my organization.
Okay.
People call it a team, which I think is a four-letter word, team, because there's some horrific teams out there, team leaders.
Yeah.
It's EXP calls it a team. I call it organization because I don't take anything from the agents. I take 0 from the agents and I waive the 15. I'm here to build your brand, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm here to build your thing. And EXP will drop your cap where they only take 4. They'll pay me the 8. Since you're 80-20, you're 80-20 now.
Yeah.
You're paying
So
me.
how do you make, so you only make $8,000 though for the whole year off of like me?
So if I have 100 agents
Yeah.
and I make it 8 grand,
Yeah.
okay, that works for me.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I got you.
Now the solo, you think would work for me better because I'm making 15%.
Yeah.
I'd make twice the amount if agents go solo. But you know the problem with solo, agents don't know how to do it.
Gotcha.
Here,
Okay.
they get my time, the Bulldogs' time, the thoroughbred.
Okay.
You got a crew of people. When agents go, I can ascend that a mountain without you. I'm like, well,
Gotcha.
well, good luck.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because right now, just so you know too, like I've got a couple buyers agents. Nobody actually works for me. It's just a couple new construction funnels that I run, one in Parrish, one in Sarasota, one in Lakewood Ranch, and everything's kind of run, all the leads are run through like AI. And then like when the AI talks to people or tries to book an appointment, then it just gets farmed out to one of the agents. And I just literally collect the 30% referral fee. They don't work for me. Like I don't actually have a team or anything like that. So that's the only thing that I have. And the rest of the stuff I just do myself.
You can still do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
It's just supplemental income, you know.
Yeah. I can help. I help people build teams. They're on my team. And I even hate saying the word team in my organization.
Yeah.
I can help somebody who goes, I'd like to have 5 agents on my team in this marketplace because here's a really good reason. If you started sending your buyer's agents to networking meetings at Chamber of Commerce,
Yeah.
to get introduced to CPAs, financial planners, probate attorneys that are there, it's B2B. Chamber of Commerce is all B2B.
Yeah.
It's full of people looking to be introduced to somebody else. And I had 12 agents on my team. The agreement was they don't list anything ever. I take all the listings.
Yeah.
And they agree to go to 2 networking events per month.
Gotcha.
So I was at 20 networking events without ever being present.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was being introduced in Sarasota, St. Louis.
Yeah.
So I want you to imagine, how do you multiply the amount of introductions you do? They're not buyer's agents. They're networking agents.
Yeah.
Put them to work.
Yeah.
Introducing you. It's just nonstop. Just keep getting introduced nonstop.
Okay.
No mailings, no cold calling, nothing.
Yeah.
It's just interview well.
Okay.
And that's what I teach is there's 3 interviews. The interview with the introducer, vendor, the interview with the home seller, which you have pretty strong, and then an interview with the Golden Goose.
Yep.
And that's the life of an account executive who's getting an account every 90 days.
Yeah.
So the blue one here, the only thing that an agent loses, they can't icon.
Okay.
Because they're only paying in 12. Well, they're only
Gotcha.
paying in
Okay.
40 XP.
So and that affects like your downline, right? Like instead of getting to level, because I just went through this a couple like last week, I think. So it like don't you have to get the icon to get paid on level 6 and 7, or how does that work
Um,
with the downline?
well, you mean your upline or your downline?
No, like my downline. So like for recruiting and stuff. Um, so because I was talking to the guy that recruited me, and we were talking about that, and so and he was saying, yeah, there's like things change stuff every year, but he's like, they changed this one thing where now if you have to hit icon in order to get paid on level 6 and 7. If you don't, then the deepest you can go is level 4 or 5,
Right.
or
It locks 6 and 7.
it locks 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
so here's what I've got: a prenuptial in my agreement, and that means I know somebody's going to leave me. I have no intent, if I can run with somebody for a year or two, but at least I have 100 people running with me at 8 grand.
Yeah.
Well, then my income's 800 grand.
Yeah.
And so if I run with somebody and you're with me for a short season, a year or two, whatever, and
Yeah.
you end up getting counts, you can leave. I'm a school to launch people, not to keep people. Now, I'd love to run with you for the next
Yeah.
15 years, but the
Well, yeah, I
reality
mean
is,
that would be the goal. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't that's not what I do, and that's not me. You know what I'm saying? I believe in loyalty, and I don't think that there's a lot of it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So people who teach me stuff, and just like with the pre foreclosures, I mean I ran that for almost 15 years. A good 12 where it was extremely lucrative. And now all the floodgates have opened. Now pre-foreclosures, I mean, I talk to people and they've already had 5 people knock on their door, 1,700 people text them, letters. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how it is, with the pre-foreclosure stuff. Like every wholesaler and wannabe investor, that's who they hit, is the pre-foreclosure list now. So
right?
those are just beat up leads.
Well, they really want probate properties because
Yeah. Well, yeah.
yeah, I'd rather have probate than pre-foreclosure
Yeah, oh
because
yes.
the percentage is higher, the yield is higher with probate than it is with pre-foreclosure.
Yeah.
And because pre-foreclosure may solve the problem, but nobody in probate is ever going to solve it.
Yeah.
It's got to be sold. So, Dave, um, the the reason I do Project 84 over here is kind of like a foster child.
Yeah.
Here's like adopting a child, and we're together more. We know what's going on. They get help with other EXP agents, but nobody ever eats off your plate. Here,
Okay.
nobody ever takes anything from you. In fact, we lower your cap. And over here, um, frankly, I don't expect to hear back from the agents. They drift without the accountability
Yeah.
and without the live training classes that we offer. They drift. They just,
Yeah.
it's like, see, anyways, if some people are anti-team because teams are usually really bad,
Yeah.
but there's such a bad reputation for teams, which is why I call myself an organization, because I take zero from the agent.
Yeah.
They keep their sponsor. I lower their cap. I take nothing.
Gotcha.
This is really a hybrid training ground for people that want accounts. And and if people are hungry and coachable, that's who we want.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
I like it. I don't completely fully understand it, but I like everything. And again, too, just personally speaking, I'm going to be 50 years old in March, and I'm just not at a place. I have like an 8-year plan of really focusing on, getting, put me in a position where I can actually retire before I turn 60 years old, or, right thereafter. Where with the The pre-foreclosure stuff, I opened up a business in Phoenix. I opened up a business in San Diego, and I was kind of traveling a lot, and I was going to set up shop. And the thing that I realized about pre-foreclosures is that, the decade of experience that I had working directly with attorneys and with judges and with everybody else, it wasn't something I could just simply teach and collect a 50% referral on and build a team. It's like, all this knowledge and everything that I have in my head is basically it helps me out. And so there's a lot of people I tried to hire and people who were short sale negotiators for me and everything else. And I've been up and down these paths for the past 12, 13 years. And here I am still basically a solo agent. And like I said, I've got I've got a referral system that goes out just to get some, extra money and stuff coming in. But right now, the reality is that, there is no, like, I'm trying to put together like an exit strategy. And that's why I'm on the call with you right now, because right now, like, there is no end game. It's just hopefully, what does this turn into? Like, where I just go hire 6 or 8 buyer's agents, collect 30% referral fees, hope they're working the system, hope that they're calling the leads like they're supposed to. As sometimes, people, especially if they're paying referral fees and stuff, they don't quite work the leads as much as they would if it's their own. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And that's what I'm seeing. And, I don't know if it's going to turn into I collect 50 referral checks a year or I collect 15 referral checks a year, you know? So that's where I'm at. And there's just a lot of stuff up in the air. And I'm like, again, with the pre-foreclosure stuff, the leads have gotten chopped down every single year and every quarter for about the past 5 years, where
Really?
I used to send out in Seattle, I'd send out 1,000 to 1,200 mailers a month, and I would list 6 to 8 houses every single month.
That's great numbers.
Well, then that turned into about 3 years ago. I kind of stopped doing direct mail, and I teamed up with a guy on the phones, and I pay him 1%. I pay him 1% to hand me over the leads. He cold calls, cold texts, all that kind of stuff, and then on pre-foreclosures, I do 3.5, 2.5. So that way, at least I still make 2.5%. But the thing is, as stuff turns into short sales and pre-foreclosures, it's one of those things like where every single time I look at a property, the property's worth about 400,000 around there. I've got one right now, perfect example in Kissimmee, and the property when I first listed it was about 565. It is going to end up selling at 515 a year later as a short sale because there was 2 HELOCs on the property that we were not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, now all of a sudden, like, it's selling for almost $100,000 less. And that's one of my high-end properties. Most of my stuff I look at, I'm like, okay, it's 350. I'll take that, close one of those a week. And then you go out, take a look at it, and you realize that the place is just a complete disaster. And there's water damage. It needs a new roof, and the AC is bad. And all of a sudden, that same property just sold for 265
Mm-hmm.
as a short sale. So I'm like, do 265 times 2.5%. You got to sell a lot of houses to make a decent living. And I'm just with pre-foreclosures, I'm just really beat up. And I'm like, it's a lot of work, especially the short sales. It's a ton of work. The sales process is about 9 months. And when it's all said and done, I collect a paycheck for $4,000 to $6,000.
For 9 months.
I just closed one that I've been working on for almost a year. Is sold for $205,000. I've got another one that's closing on Friday that we've been working on since I've been working on since October, and it's going to close at 305.
Dave, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I could hear the wisdom, even if you and I only chatted today, it's kind of a question. If we were business partners or something like that, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. I hear about the exit strategy and the concern.
Yeah.
I hear about the buyer's agents. Does probate eliminate those issues
Yes.
in order that, because you tried a lot of good, I love how you tried stuff.
Yeah.
And you tried it again, you tried it again. That's what
Yeah.
entrepreneurs do. And when you look at everything you've done, you're looking for an exit strategy. Is this the highest yield? Because you don't want to make any more experiments.
No. And that's the reason too why no, I've always been intrigued with probate, and I understand, like, to be the probate guy. There was one of the companies I talked about lead gen and stuff, getting me leads and skip tracing them, all that kind of stuff. This guy said to me, listen, I don't know what this agent does exactly, but there's an agent in the Orlando. He goes, actually, he covers from like Jacksonville down to Miami on the east coast of Florida. And he said he's in his car, 3-4 days a week, and he goes out and he lists 8-10 properties a week. And I'm like, what? And I said, how? And he said his strategy is that he teamed up with a probate attorney, and basically he has it set up to where the probate attorney doesn't get paid till closing. So he's got this deal set up with him, and he pays the probate attorney's fee. And I'm like, that's so far above my head. I don't even know how somebody could do that. And he goes, my point is that that's what this guy does that works for him. So this probate attorney just spoon feeds him deals all day long. And I go, well, that's extremely smart. And he goes, the guy's making 150 grand a month, and he works like Monday through Thursday. And I went, yeah. And so kind of the same thing like what you're talking about is cultivating those relationships and figuring out what, like what people, what they're looking for, what their needs are. And obviously to be able to, I feel like most of us have pain and pleasure points, right? And kind of find out, like, most attorneys or anybody who's going to pick up the phone and talk to us, they're talking to us because they're not completely satisfied with their whole team, right? So there's some type of a pain point. And, the funny thing is I lived in Seattle for almost 20 years of my life, and it was in real estate from 2012 to 2020 full time. And I worked with one title company the whole time, and I loved them. And then the gal that I worked with, the escrow manager, she ended up getting promoted. And then I ended up working with another company for about the past year. In Florida, I have worked with 27 different title companies because people do a good job for 1 or 2 transactions, and then they just kind of stopped responding. And I kind of feel like that's the epitome of, like, of where the probate comes into play, is that people might be happy at one point, but that doesn't mean that they're going to continue to be happy, or that they don't have a completely, like, well-oiled machine. You know what I'm saying? And that's like where I'm at too right now, is I'm going, I don't, like right now, I don't know where, I don't know where the next paycheck is really coming from. I do, but I don't. I don't have a system in place anymore where I can go, I know for 10 years of my career, I was like, I know next month I'm going to go list 6 houses. I know I am, because I'm going to, and I would sit down every night, just so you know, I'd sit down every night, pull up the King County recorder's office in Seattle, and I would pull up all of the, that's a trustee state. So I'd pull up all the notice of trustee sales from the day before. I would type them into an Excel spreadsheet, and then I would print all the mailers, handwrite the envelopes, live stamp, drop them in the mail. And so before they got onto any list, I already got the phone call 2 days later. So that's what I did for years and years and years, is I'm like, and the title company actually said to me, hey, is this what you're doing for a living, going after pre-foreclosures? I said, yes. She goes, don't get our lists. Don't buy some lists. Go onto the county records and go find the information yourself. She goes, you'll get there faster than anybody does. So that's what I did for years, which brought me in about between 350 and a little over 400 grand in GCI.
There you go.
And then it just started, when it started dropping though, Bryan, like it dropped fast. Like next thing you know, I was going, well, I'm still listing 3 houses a month. Well, I'm still listing 25 to 30 houses a year.
Right.
So it just started to, like, I went from my first year, I listed 98 houses. My second year, I listed 86. And then it was like 78, 82. And then when it started coming down, it went to like 62, 52. And then it was like 37. I mean, it dropped within 3 or 4 years using the exact same system.
It probate recession proof.
Yeah.
It's never going to change. And it's a probate attorney could have 25 to 40 deals. If you get 7 to 10 first year, that's good.
Yeah.
The objective is eliminate your competitor, the other agents that the attorney knows for probate attorneys. The objective is eliminate the competitor, take over the account. And in the beginning, we don't want the whole pie. Well, we want the whole pie, but we're not going to get the whole pie.
Yeah.
They'll spread it out a little bit until they realize that you're exceptional.
Yeah.
Not just for the client, but because we haven't got into it, we don't have enough time for this. But what do you do for the Golden Goose? It's not about the listings. It's about growing their business.
Yeah.
It's about introducing them to a Golden Goose.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this as we wrap up here.
Yeah.
You said that there might have been confusion on a point or two as far as understanding. Can you articulate what the what a question you might have still and how?
No, I think I understand that now. No, you re-explained that, so I understand that now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts about the
I like right now my head's about ready to explode, but I like everything that you have to say. And like I said, that's why I'm on the call with you too, is I think I got a text message or something from your office and I'm like, probate, and I'm like, EXP, and I'm like, yeah, I definitely need to talk to this guy for sure. Because it's one of those things where I was like, I'm going to do as much training as I can. And I did like 60 clock hours or whatever it was. It was a lot. And I learned everything that I could, read everything that I could. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And then once I launched all the marketing, it just kind of went, it was like letting the air out of a balloon. It was like, and I went, oh, there's way more to that. I figured I was going to send out a bunch of letters, get some phone calls, talk to some people, and kind of learn as I talk with them. But the problem is, kind of one of those things where, people used to say to me in Seattle, how did you sell 57 houses last year, just by yourself? And I said, well, what areas do you cover? They'd say, oh, I cover Seattle, North Seattle, and a little bit down south. And I was like, cool, I cover 9 counties. And they would go, what? And I said, I cover from the Canadian border down to Portland on I-5. So I will drive up to 2.5 hours one way to go pick up a listing, but I close them over the phone.
Right.
Okay. And I would jump on ferries and go to the peninsula all week long. And, that's kind of always been my thing is like, you're only as small-minded as you are. You know what I'm saying? Because most agents are like, oh, well, I specialize in, like in Bellevue area, I specialize in Clyde Hill. I'm like, you specialize in one neighborhood?
Right.
I cover 9 counties.
Right. Yeah. St. Louis.
So that's kind of always been my mentality is like, okay, that's why in Florida, that's why I've always teamed up with everybody. And just so you know, too, I don't even think I said this in the beginning. I live in North Idaho. I've never lived in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
One of my short sale negotiators in 2019 called me and said, hey, I don't live in Portland anymore. My family and I moved to, what was it? Port Charlotte area. And I said, great. And she goes, you should get licensed in Florida and do pre-foreclosures here. And I'm like, I'm not going to move to Florida. And so I was able to do all the clock hours online. I took my Florida real estate exam, which blew my mind, in Seattle, got licensed, went down to Florida flew into Tampa, went down to Florida maybe 3 or 4 times. The pandemic hit, and I had a partner down there, and I was going to go down there every other month and go stay for a week or two, and and that's what I was going to do. And the pandemic hit, and I was getting phone calls from all my mailers, and they're like, "Well, how do we do this?" And I said, "Well, I'm not coming out to meet with you at your house. We just do a Zoom meeting." And so once I kind of realized that, hey, that I can do this and not live there. So now when I talk with people on the phone, no matter what area they're in, if it's Jacksonville, then I say, I always say, hey, I'm actually in Seattle for the next few weeks visiting my oldest son. But Candace, my associate, is going to come out and meet with you. Just do a walkthrough, get some basic cell phone photos, and then I'll give you a call tomorrow. We'll go through all the numbers, the details, and then we'll get set up to order professional photography, the lockbox, and everything else. They go, yeah, great. Sounds good, Dave. So I literally live 3,000 miles away, and all my business is in Florida. I'm only in Florida. Yeah.
Well, I've got, in about 2 minutes here, I've got a guest coming in.
Okay. Yeah.
So as far as you're going to get access to the Golden Goose School today.
Okay.
And tomorrow you'll get an email from a Merlin and a little bit more information.
Okay.
By the way, at noon Eastern time on this Zoom call, we're meeting to talk about wealth management with estate planners, how to get estate planner business.
Okay.
If you want to jump on tomorrow,
yeah,
30
no, that'd be great.
Estate planner, and then if you would like to be part of the Agent Wealth Project, we're just going to give you something. You click on it. If you don't click on it,
okay,
you chose a solo plan.
Okay,
and so it'll be there in our information to you, and you go, okay. Well, if we don't hear from you, we just assumed you went solo.
yeah. Okay.
But if you want, it's kind of like I said, like being a foster child versus being adopted.
Yeah.
One is we're going to pay a lot more attention. Solo, I'll never contact you.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
And the other one, we're going to go at it a little bit more intentionally.
Okay.
The other one, you're on your own. And our experience has been on their own. It's like you can't go up Mount Everest without a Sherpa.
Yeah.
It's illegal. You have to have a permit and a Sherpa.
Yeah.
Well, to get accounts, most people kind of need some kind of a leadership, but we found.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, David. It's been fun. It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. I look forward to working with you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.